Good evening, everyone. All right, welcome. Thank you for coming out to our 2024 holiday concert. If you attended our fall concert, welcome back. If this is your first time joining us this semester, thank you for coming out. We haven't met yet. I am Tyler Dean. I am the director of bands here at Rappahannock County High School. I had the pleasure of putting this program together with Miss Kelby Zappington from the elementary school, who you will meet here in a few moments. Before we begin, I would just like to draw your attention to our winter basket fundraiser that is taking place this evening. Each of the high school band families has assembled a themed basket filled with goodies that we are raffling off during the concert. If you haven't bought tickets, I would recommend going back out into the commons right before the last piece by the 7th grade band. We will be bringing out the high schoolers to come play with the 7th graders for that piece. So while we are doing that, since we have transition time, that would be a great opportunity for you to go out and buy more tickets to enter the raffle for our baskets. We will then announce the winners for the baskets right before Rockapella performs, then right before the concert band plays. We finally announced our spring trip this week, and the band will be visiting New York City in March. And they will have a chance to work with Broadway musicians and then watch the show that those musicians are performing on. However, this trip is significantly more expensive than recent trips, and the only way it will happen is if we raise the funds to do so. Buying tickets for our winter basket raffles tonight would be an extraordinary way to contribute to us, and you may win a basket full of goodies along the way. Perhaps several if you buy a lot of tickets. If you don't want to enter the raffle but still want to contribute to the band program, we are accepting donations in a separate bin out in the commons. All right, now to officially get started. Now that we have that out of the way, we have a very special program for you this evening. Not only do I serve as the high school director, but every morning I am fortunate to also work with these students here at the elementary school. To kick off this evening's performance, I will now hand over the microphone to the director of the RCPS band program. Please welcome to the stage, Miss Kelby Zappington.
Always have to do that. Good evening and welcome everyone. My name is Kelby Zappington and I'm the new head band director of these amazing students we have up on stage. I have had the distinct pleasure of watching all of these musicians grow over the last few months. In my short time here, I've seen their hard work and their improvement from every single one of them, and I am so excited to share all of that progress with you tonight. We're going to be starting the evening with our 6th graders, who started the year as complete beginners, facing the challenge of not only selecting an instrument, but learning how to assemble it, how to hold it correctly, how to produce a clear and beautiful tone, all while learning how to read music. Not an easy task, and I was super impressed with how they handled it. Their dedication and persistence over the last few months has been nothing short of remarkable. To give you an idea of their progress, we're going to take you on a little journey over the last few months. Before we even started putting our instruments together, we learned how to produce a sound on just the mouthpieces, while our percussionists learned the vital skill of keeping a steady beat, which we'll let you hear just right now. Beautiful. After that, we learned how to put our instruments together and make a sound. And just a sound. Ready? Also beautiful. We finally spent the next few months honing that sound and turning it into something beautiful, which we will show you right now. just a few short months. All right, and so now we're going to show you all of the notes that we've put together from our top concert F all the way to our bottom concert B flat with a little assistance from our 7th graders. Big improvement from the beginning of the year, right? So we've also been getting into our book, The Essential Elements, which we will show you a few selections from that. So this combined everything that we just showed you, as well as the reading of the notes that I mentioned before, so adding an additional complexity. So without further ado, I present to you selections from Essential Elements. And finally, our final excerpt, we added the additional complication of something we call a roadmap, where we have to keep track of where we are in the music. So we added the exciting option of repeating. Thank you, 6th graders. All right, if you can file off the stage. Can we give them another round of applause? Because that was such hard work. Sorry about that. It takes a tremendous amount of hard work to go from not even knowing how to put together your instrument or hold it to where we just saw them. So I'm so impressed with all of their hard work. Next up, we have our 7th grade band, who have also demonstrated significant growth this year, building on their foundational skills that they learned last year and showing remarkable improvement in technical proficiency, ensemble coordination, and music expression. It's been an absolute privilege to witness their growth over the year as well. We're going to start with a popular Christmas song, Up on the Housetop, written by Benjamin Handy in 1864. Up on the Housetop is actually the second oldest secular Christmas tune, just behind Jingle Bells. And this jubilant tune captures the magical anticipation of Santa Claus's arrival on Christmas Eve. This tune challenged our 7th graders to add more complex rhythms and road maps while also capturing the joy of the holidays. We will also be joined by Isaac Plaxon from the high school on trombone. And we're going to need just a couple minutes transition because our high school band is going to be joining us. During that transition, if you have not had a chance to buy a raffle ticket, you can go outside into the commons and do so because after this, we are going to be doing our drawing. Thank you so much for your patience. Okay, before we perform our final piece on the elementary middle school portion of the concert, I'd like to thank a few people for making this concert possible. First of all, to the high school and its custodial staff for allowing us to use the auditorium here. It's a wonderful opportunity for our middle schoolers to be able to use a venue like this. Next, thank you to Chris Jones for designing our elementary school flyers that went up down there. And thank you to Emma Walker for designing our beautiful programs tonight. Next, thank you to the parents for allowing Mr. Endy and me to teach your children. It's a wonderful opportunity and wonderful privilege for us. And of course, thank you to the students for all of your hard work. You guys are why we come to work every morning. Thank you. And finally, a huge thank you to the wonderful Mr. Tyler Endy, who not only directs the high school band, but also is assistant director down at the middle school. His assistance has been instrumental in the development of this band, and I've truly enjoyed working so closely with you, and I truly look forward to working with you in the future. Our 7th graders' final tune tonight is a medley of several popular holiday tunes celebrating both Christmas and Hanukkah traditions. We will begin with a jaunty rendition of Jingle Bells, which transitions into I Have a Little Dreidel and Jolly Old St. Nicholas. And then we'll end with a very lively amalgamation of all three. Thank you everyone for coming out tonight. Please stick around for the high school portion. It's going to be a wonderful concert, a wonderful second half of the concert. And please enjoy First Holiday Concert by John O'Reilly. take another brief pause while we reset the stage.
Alrighty, thank you so much for your patience. The group that is about to perform for you right now is one we call Rockapella, which is our choral ensemble here at RCPS. This group of singers met for the first time last week, and we prepared a few Christmas carols for you tonight. This first one we are doing is Good King Wenceslas, but with a little twist. We are performing it in what we call a round, where everybody's singing the same exact part, but all starting at different times, which is a simple way of creating fun harmonies with simple melodies. After that, we will perform Silent Night and Santa Claus is Coming to Town, both of which I'll be accompanying them on piano. I will say, piano is not my primary instrument, so it's been fun putting myself out there on the spotlight with these students. So please enjoy Rockapella. get one more round of applause for the Washington. Thank you, everybody. We will now transition to the jazz band part of the concert. So high school students, please come on the stage and get yourselves situated. And I invite, actually, sorry, that will happen later. Drawings will happen before concert band. All right, so acapella, go ahead and have a seat. Jazz band, come on stage. We'll be back with you shortly. Before we continue, thank you all for being such an amazing audience so far. It is great to see the turnout from friends and families from across the community. This next group we have is the jazz band, which started at the end of October. And I actually just want to brag about all these students on stage real quick. When putting together their fall concert, they spent 2 months preparing 3 rather simple pieces. And half that time between the jazz band and the concert band, they prepared 6 pieces this time, and all of them are considered to be more difficult than anything they played for the fall concert, isn't that right? And during that same time, they spent 2 of those weeks preparing music for what ended up being a fantastic performance for their Veterans Day assembly here at the high school. Then last week, they also prepared their parade music, which they did at the Parade of Little Washington this past Sunday. So, yes, these things are a round of applause for all of you. These students have been working incredibly hard. This first chart is a favorite of mine. It is an arrangement of You're a Mean One, Mr. Grinch, and this features our only senior in the ensemble, Mr. Daniel Garcia on the baritone saxophone, and also soloing on this chart, we got Declan Perot back here on the bass guitar. So we're featuring the low voices for this one. All right, please enjoy You're a Mean One, Mr. Grinch. Garcia on the baritone saxophone, everybody. And definitely Pearl on the bass guitar. While they are transitioning, in case you haven't noticed the arsenal of saxophones all over the stage, I made the incredible decision of allowing all three of my saxophone players to switch saxophones for each of the jazz tunes. So while I am introducing this next chart, please enjoy my saxophone students all frantically exchanging instruments and materials with each other. This next chart is an arrangement of Santa Baby, and we will be featuring Micah Volmrich on the tenor saxophone. In marching band and concert band, Micah primarily plays the alto saxophone, and throughout the school year, he has frequently requested to play the tenor sax because of the demand that comes with playing alto saxophone. I told Micah that I needed him to stay on alto, and he listened and has consistently been one of the strongest performers in the ensemble. We finally got him to switch to tenor for jazz, and I added a little extra treat for him to perform an entire solo on the instrument. Believe me when I tell you, this gentleman can play circles around many musicians that I have worked with. I can't wait for you all to hear this one. We will also be featuring Isaac Claxton on a little trombone solo, and I mean that literally. You'll see what I mean. Sit back and relax, Santa Baby. Saxophones, we have to tune all over again. All right, Santa Baby. soprano trombone. And Michael Volmer on the tenor saxophone. We have one more chart for you this evening. I would just jump straight into it at this point, but once again, I have to buy time for my saxophone players. This would not be a holiday concert if we did not play Sleigh Ride. The concert band version of this is rather very difficult, but we were able to get our hands on a fun, simple arrangement for jazz. This one features several soloists, including Daniel Garcia on tenor sax, Rose Brinsley on alto sax, Isaac Claxton on trombone, Eugene Lopiano on trombone, Michael Bowman on bari sax, Emma Walker on drums, and Caden Thomas on the famous whip crack part. To close out the jazz portion of our evening, this is Sleigh Ride arranged by Mike Story. That wasn't it. for the RCHS Jazz Band. Thank you all so much. We once again need to arrange the stage for our final group, but don't get anywhere because we have more raffle winners. Thank you very much. We now have our final ensemble on stage this evening, the RCHS Concert Band. This first piece they will be playing is entitled The Hanukkah Festival, an arrangement of a few traditional Hanukkah tunes. A mentor of mine once said programming Hanukkah music is so tricky because the music is either way too easy or too difficult. I think this one is sort of in the middle, but definitely pushed the boundaries of these students a little bit in terms of their skill. So this was a very fun one to put together. Please enjoy the Hanukkah Festival. composer of this next piece, Percy Grainger, was one of the most significant composers in the wind band world, with several of his pieces being considered some of the cornerstone pieces ever written for wind band. This piece in particular is one of, if not my favorite composed by him, entitled Colonial Song. However, the original piece is far too difficult for us to play, but we fortunately have Douglas Wagner to thank for creating an arrangement more accessible for young ensembles, which is the version we are performing tonight. This is not a holiday tune by any means, but there is a reason I programmed the piece at this concert. It feels so early in the year to be saying this, but unfortunately we are briefly saying farewell to our 8th grade band students after this concert, and I did not want them finishing the semester without playing Percy Grainger's music. While what you're about to hear is a piece full of beautiful and simple harmonies and melodies, I would argue this was probably the trickiest piece that we had to put together for this concert. I am very proud of the work that these students have put into it. This is Colonial Song. before this last piece, I must say some thank yous. I thanked them at the last concert, and I gotta thank them again. Thank you to the custodial staff for always making sure our facilities are always clean for our use, and a special shout out to Miss Lisa, who every day vacuums the entire band room floor. Thank you to the athletic department for your flexibility in sharing spaces with students within the school, to Holly Jenkins for spreading the word about the concert and filming the performance, to the band boosters for all the behind the scenes work that you do, making sure all of our students have the tools to succeed, are fed, transported from place to place, handling fundraising efforts, and so much more. Thank you to our very own Emma Walker for creating tonight's program for you. And these next folks were not here at the last concert, but I know some of them are here tonight. But thank you to our marching band staff team for all of your hard work in allowing these students to have an incredible marching season. Those people are Levi Rosenberry, Al Pitterly, Ryan Payne, and of course my incredible assistant director, Kelby Sappington. If you were one of the many people I just thanked, please stand and be recognized. And lastly, thank you to the students for being so determined and hardworking with putting this concert together. You are all the reason I get out of bed in the morning and come to school every day. This is not an easy concert to put together, and these last few weeks have been very busy and tiring. As always, you rise to the occasion and continue to exceed my expectations. Congratulations on your concert, and thank you for being so hardworking and making tonight something very special. Could we please get another round of applause for the students on stage? We have one more incredible piece for you. I came across this piece.
I'm going to interrupt you.
Oh my gosh.
Because that's me. Sorry, I interrupt everybody. This is for you on behalf of the band boosters.
All right, I'll take my good back. All right, thank you so much. So we do have one more piece for you this evening, and I came across this piece, "'Twas the Night Before Christmas," which is a series of Christmas tunes accompanying the poem, "A Visit from St. Nicholas." I knew I wanted to do it, but I needed a narrator. Well, after attending the spring concert last year as an audience member, where I witnessed this group perform "The Devil Went Down to Georgia," I knew just the guy. Reprising his role as a narrator for the band, please welcome to the stage, many of you know him as Bobby G. This is Mr. Bobby Lasker.
Christmas, when all through the house not a creature was stirring, not even a mouse. The stockings were hung by the chimney with care, in hope that St. Nicholas soon would be there. The children were nestled all snug in their beds, while visions of sugar plums danced in their heads. Chief and I in my cap had just settled down for a long winter's nap. When out on the lawn there rose such a clatter, I sprang from the bed to see what was the matter. flash tore open the shutters and threw the moon on the breast of the new fallen snow gave the luster of a midday to the objects below. When to what my wondering eyes should appear, but a miniature sleigh and 8 tiny reindeer. With a little old driver so lively and quick, I knew in a moment it must be St. Nick. More rapid than eagles, his coursers they came, as he whistled and shouted and called them by name. Now Dasher, now Dancer, now Prancer and Vixen, on Comet, on Cupid, on Donder and Blitzen. To the top of the porch, to the top of the wall. Now dash away all. As dry leaves that before the wild hurricane fly, when they meet with an obstacle, mount to the sky. So up to the housetop the coursers they flew, a sleigh full of toys and St. Nicholas too. And then in a twinkling I heard on the roof the prancing and pawing of each little hoof. As I drew in my head and was turning around, down the chimney St. Nicholas came. He was dressed all in fur from his head to his foot, and his clothes were all tarnished with ashes and soot. A bundle of toys he had flung on his back, and he looked like a peddler just opening his pack. His eyes, how they twinkled, his dimples, how merry. His cheeks were like roses, his nose like a cherry. His droll little mouth was drawn up like a bow, and the beard on his chin was white as the snow. The stump of a pipe he held tight in his teeth, and the smoke it encircled his head like a wreath. He had a broad face and a little round belly that shook when he laughed like a bowl full of jelly. He was chubby and plump and a right jolly old elf, and I laughed when I saw him in spite of myself. And wink of his eye and a twist of his head soon gave me to know that I had nothing to dread. He spoke not a word, but went straight to his work, and he filled all the stockings, then turned with a jerk, and laying his finger side of his nose and giving a nod at the chimney he rose. He sprang to his sleigh, to his team he gave a whistle, and away they all flew like down of a thistle. But I heard him exclaim as he drove out of sight, "Happy Christmas to all, and to all a good night."
right. Thank you all. It has been so much fun doing this concert and seeing you all here. Please consider donating to the band out in the hallway. Best of luck as we wrap up this first semester of the school year. Happy holidays, everybody. We will see you next semester. Thank you and good night.